Hello, can you hear me, Prasad? Hello? Hello, am I audible? Hello? Hello all, am I audible? Hello? Am I audible to all?
Yes, please.
Hello all.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So, Ramesh Pandit, are you new or you have come before? Ramesh?
Hello, ma'am. It's my, I guess, Rutuja Pandit.
Sorry?
My name is Rutuja Pandit, but it is showing Ramesh Pandit.
Okay. So, did you write the name? Okay, what is your name?
Rutuja Pandit.
Rutuja Pandit. You were there yesterday, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Okay, great. We'll wait for the others to join and then we'll start with the session. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Navneet, you're new, right?
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon. Okay, so who do I have today? I have Havan here. Then there is wait for a few more people to come online and then
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good evening, all of you.
Sorry, good evening.
You'll have to switch on your cameras, all of you. You need to let me see yourself. Yes. Hello.
Yeah, hello. Will.
Hello.
So a few of you have your interview on Monday. So you guys ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Cameras, people. I cannot see you guys. Dude, you need to switch on your camera, all of you. Lalit, Sujan, Shubham, cameras, please.
Yes, ma'am. I have already turned on my camera.
You have turned on your camera because I cannot see it here. So I'm asking you. Yeah, now. Okay. Okay. So guys, so for today, we are solely going to discuss about your flaws, your problems that you might face while you are at the interview, and how you're going to prepare for the same. Because you have got 2 days in your hand, you need to be in constant connection. Okay, that means you're going to talk to me every day. Okay, starting from today till Sunday, I'm there to help you out for each and every difficulty or issues that you're facing. Today, you can make a note of any doubt that you have. We will try to discuss about the same in this session. Am I audible to all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am.
Okay, because
Yes,
I
ma'am.
cannot see anyone. It's very, it's everything is dark for me. I cannot see anybody except for me. I can show you. This is what I see on WhatsApp. So all of you have got good internet, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Because today my
Yes, ma'am.
internet is very fast. Okay, let's see. Okay. Okay. So let me tell you about the DXC interview. How many of you have received the email for DXC interview? Can I know?
Ravikant.
Sridhar ma'am.
Ravi Khan. Just a minute. Okay, one is Ravi Kant, then
Sridhar ma'am.
Sridhar. Who
Venkatesh.
else? Who?
Venkatesh, man. Venkatesh.
Ramesh.
Venkatesh.
Venkatesh. Okay. Venkatesh. Okay, and who else?
No, I cannot.
Karthik. You have replied to the email, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 4 people?
Ma'am, Pawan.
One, 5.
Ma'am, you're talking
Who
about a
else?
form, right?
Yeah, the form that you must have received
Yeah,
into
yes,
your
ma'am. I have filled
email.
it, ma'am. Even me, ma'am. Rahul Jagannath.
Rahul, where are you? You're here. Okay. Anybody else?
Good afternoon, ma'am. I'm actually new to that shift because I was not able to join the classes every day. Yeah.
Okay.
So can you please let me know which mail ID do I need to check? Because I
No,
didn't
no.
get
You
any
must have
mail.
received an email, Jaya. It must be from Million Lights or from Jaya, ma'am.
Yeah, it is from Million Light University, but it is for
Yeah.
David Raj, and we are in the CC, I believe.
Easy. I'm not sure about this. Can you just reply to the email to the person who sent you this mail?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah? It is going to be better you talk directly.
Okay.
Okay, so others, those who are not there, so I've got 6 people in hand. I would like to increase the number for the interview. Okay. So, but before this, I want the 6 people to be best at what they have to do or what they have to perform into their interviews. Okay. So, first of all, I would like to inform you that the interview was going to be of 2 rounds, the DXC interview, which was conducted before. So, whatever I'm saying is based on the interview which was conducted for the previous group of people, those who were there. So the questions and everything, I'm going to guide you how it is going to be. They're not going to ask you same question because they know that people are there and they have got the question. So it is not going to be the same question, but anything or everything which is going to be surrounding the concept which I'm going to talk over here will be asked. Okay, so you guys prepare accordingly. Okay, now I have received some questions before starting with this. I received some questions where people are asking me to how to develop logic. Now it's not something that can come in a day or so. And if you're really not good in logic, you have to really work very hard and get through on this Monday thing. If you are serious to get through the interview which is there on Monday, make sure that you utilize your days which are in hand. So if you need anything from my end, I'll help you out. I'll tell you right now how you are going to prepare for the what kind of questions might come up and how twisted it can be, so that you can prepare accordingly. There's no mucking of code. You don't have to ratify anything. Things are going to be there already. You just have to, if you just go with the basic programs, you just have to modify it according to the requirement of the questions asked. Am I clear to all of you? Yes.
Yes,
Ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay, let
Yes,
me
ma'am.
join again. It seems that my camera is still not in place. So I can only see Prasad online, and everybody else, I cannot see anybody. So I'm not sure about this. And I have got a good internet today. So again, a very big question for me. Okay. Okay. So what is asked for the interview and how you need to prepare for it? Okay, they are going to ask you oral questions, oral conceptual questions. Now what do you mean by these? They are going to ask you questions on your basic knowledge of Java. Like, they will ask you what is lambda expression. They will ask you about SE8. Okay, SE8 fundamentals. Okay, they will ask you about OOP concept. Okay, let's say for example they had asked before, what is method overloading and overriding. It seemed to be very pretty simple. The questions were very simple, but how you perform for these questions make a lot of difference. Okay, so if you're simply creating a class A and then you're trying to override and without even explaining what you are doing, is not going to make a sense. It is not going to fetch any good to you. Okay, so you'll have to make sure that whenever you are answering any question, it has to be out of the box, and it should feel like, yes, you given a task, you can do it to it utmost leniency and confidence. That is what they want from you. It's whether you are able to solve a problem that might occur into your code itself or not. I have seen a lot of people, those who are not able to do it, but make sure that you do. Make sure in these 2 days you are good to go for these programming questions. Okay, further, they ask you about to introduce yourself. You know about this, the first thing that they go for. Next, they will ask you about the core Java concept like OOP. They can ask you whether do you know this particular concept, and then they will ask you questions based on that. Okay, also, after you complete, so there are going to be 2 rounds. First round is going to be called as your technical round, and the other round is your managerial round. Okay, so when you talk about technical round, it is very important for you to pass on this round to go for the next one. In the first round, they will ask you questions on, they will dig you for core Java. Make sure you utilize your days to get through this, all the questions which are related to core Java. Okay, today I will give you the hint of those questions as well. I'll give you a list that you can refer to. Okay, and then you can prepare accordingly. Okay, for program. And also in the technical thing, they will ask you to write a program, 1 or 2 programs for the same. Again, I'll be giving you questions that you can prepare. Okay, it is not, I'm not saying they're going to ask from that bank only. It can be anything. So you need to make sure that your logic behind is good. Okay, it should be good from your end. How you're going to prepare, how you're going to discuss or think, what is the approach that you're going to take for the same. Okay, once you clear out your technical round, the next round is going to be managerial. Now in this managerial round, again, they might ask you, or they will ask you questions on your technical concepts. Again, core Java will be the pinpoint. Okay, next, they will ask you questions on why was there a gap, what are the other technologies that you know about. Okay, this whatever I'm saying here right now is the feedback that I've received from the students who have given their interviews with the company. Okay, they also might ask you if the same team is there or the same group is there to take your interview. It is going to be the same, otherwise they might change. So we should not keep any gap and prepare accordingly. Okay, if there's a gap, they will ask you for the same, why there was a gap, what productive did you do during that gap. Okay, so if you have any gap, make sure you have got some proper reason ready for it, a valid reason ready for the same. Okay, or just tell the truth, whatever feels is correct. Okay, And let's see these 2 rounds, and this is what you're going to prepare for. And how you're going to prepare for it: you have got me, you have got Java T Point. I am requesting all of you to refer to Java T Point. Yes, make sure that Java T Point is, all the concepts that are mentioned in there is known by you. Okay, so today I will be starting from opposite direction. I'll be starting from Java SC8 features, which they might ask you for the interview, and what can you answer for them. Later on, we will be talking about your problems that you are facing. Then I'll be giving you some questions, some question bank that you can refer to for preparing for the interview. And later on, again, if there's any time left, we can talk for the further doubts if there are any. Am I clear to all of you?
Hmm.
Yes? Okay, guys, let me join back again. I cannot see people here, so maybe if I join back again, I will be able to. Okay? Now, people are visible to me. Okay. Okay. So let's start with your question. Okay, I'm going to refer to Java T Point because it is readily available for all of you. Okay, the explanation and everything required is very simple. So I'll be asking you what you can prepare and what you can leave as per your convenience. Okay, so I am sharing my screen. Yes, can you all see this?
Yes,
Is
ma'am. I
my
can see,
screen?
ma'am.
Yeah, great. If you want, you can also do it from your end. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
you should be knowing.
There are 300 interview question. I searched it Google and Java interview question. Then I searched this link Java T point. There are 300 question.
Okay, so did you go through it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you can see to the left hand side window the menus which you have. Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
You should be knowing at least a hint of what these things are. Okay. 80%, 70% of this should be known to you to crack the interview. If you don't know it, make sure that you do this time. Okay. The question they might ask you can see this miscellaneous topic that is over here. They can also ask you questions on what is object class, what is object cloning, math class, wrapper class, Java recursion call by value, then Java doc tool. Okay, strict FP is not very much asked, but yes. Then command line arguments, object versus classes, overloading and overriding. Yes, you see this. Make sure you prepare for all these things which are mentioned in here. Okay,
Yes.
don't miss this one out. Then the topic exception handling, multi-threading, IO. Then they also might ask you question on what is Java reflection, then what is Java collection, JDBC. Do you guys know what is JDBC and how to deal with it?
Oh, it is the full stack development part Java JDBC maybe.
Java
Okay.
database connectivity.
Okay, what is it?
You need to download the jar,
Okay.
extract in Eclipse, load the driver class.
Okay.
Then second
So you
step
know
is
about it. Okay.
yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes. So what we need to talk about is Java 8. Okay, here they are mentioning all the features. Okay, prepare for this as well. Okay, So you have features such as Lambda expression, method references, functional interface, stream API, and default methods. These are the 4 to 5 things which I want you to be thorough with. Okay, do you see what I have highlighted? Make sure that you are good with these terminologies and technologies which are mentioned. I'm passing it on the chat window. Make sure you go through it. Okay, let's start with Lambda expression. I'll just go ahead with it and see how we can deal with it. Okay, so see, Java SE8 feature is something which was introduced when because Java is created as an object-oriented programming language, right? So we wanted some functional oriented concept, functional oriented way to write a program. For that reason, this SE8 feature came into picture. Okay, so wherein the concept introduced was method references, functional interface, Lambda expression, and so on. Okay, because as per the norm, if I am creating an interface in OOP, if an interface is created, as per the definition, it is not supposed to have any method definition into it. Yes, it should be only having abstract declarations of the method that are going to be overridden by your implementing class. So here, what we are doing, we are even trying to define the method within the interface itself. So let's see how this is done. For example, whenever you are going to go for an interview and if these questions are asked, you are going to search for a very simple example on the internet and prepare for the same. So if this question is asked based on Lambda expression or default methods, you know what you need to represent, or at least you understand the concept which has been asked for the same. Okay, so let's see over here. We have Lambda expression. Before going for Lambda expression, they are asking for functional interface. So if you go for Lambda, functional interface is coming in picture. So they might also ask you a question on what is functional interface. Actually, both of them are connected. How we'll get to know that? What is functional interface? Anybody?
Ma'am, functional
There
interface
is
is an interface that allows us to create a only single abstract method into it, and we need to add an annotation as functional interface.
Okay, so functional interface is something which is only having a single abstract method. Okay, thread, class, method, run. Okay, then sorry, runnable method, run. Okay, then we have got action, event. Then there is
serializable.
serializable. Okay, because there are only one method. Serializable is marker interface, if I'm not wrong. Okay,
Okay, ma'am.
so Lambda expression is a new feature which they have given in here. Okay, why do we make use of it? Because it is useful in collection library. So if I have to write something which requires you to, have a definition for it, so instead of writing it outside, you can directly have it into your program that you are writing your code. Okay, it can be within something. So if you take down the statement, it is used to provide implementation on interface which has functional interface. Okay, so let's say for example, if I'm working for runnable, okay, let's say I've created class demo, and within that I have written implements runnable. So it is mandatory for me to override the method run and then perform the task as per whatever the norm is. Okay, but here instead of overriding the method, I can define the same method within any of the functions I am working with. Okay, it is going to simplify the implementing task is resolved to a very great extent. Let's see how it is done in here. Okay, so this is your functional interface. It provides implementation of functional interface. Okay, so it is everything is dependent on that. An interface which has only one abstract method is called as functional interface. Okay, also you can make use of annotation. They also ask you a question, what is annotation? Can anybody tell me what is an annotation?
Uh,
Yeah,
it
Ma'am,
represents
one
the metadata about data.
yes, it is the information about your thing that you're working with. So this metadata is basically containing some code which tells my compiler how this particular block of code should react, or what type of predefined implementation should come onto it. Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
So this is why do we use lambda expression? Because we need to provide an implementation to functional interface and to reduce the number of lines of coding. For performing lambda expression, we have got the thing called as arrow sign. So you just give a hyphen and an angular bracket. Yes, that is how you do it. So there are things, there are argument lists, so you can specify directly the argument list or the parameters which are there into your method, and you can have the body directly in here rather than specifying the method signature and then opening the brackets and writing whatever you want. You can just have the parameter and then specify whatever you need using the arrow brackets, which you can see in here. Okay, you can see how it is given in here. Let's see a good example. Okay, so here there's an interface. This is actually a functional interface because it contains only one method. So this is without lambda expression how we'll do it, and with lambda expression how we'll do it. It is saying, talking about that. So let's see here in draw what I'm doing. I'm creating lambda expression example, and this is the main method. Okay, so without lambda expression we can also implement it by using anonymous class. So anonymous class is something wherein I don't have to write implements and then I will override the method. So anonymous class is wherein you can instantiate your interface itself and write the definition for it. It's not actually the term that I'm using, but it is in this way. You can see, because this is an interface, we cannot instantiate an object, but we can write it in such a way wherein I can specify method. This whole thing is a one thing. Okay, if you check this one, okay, that is drawable d is equal to new drawable, and then I specify the method. I open the curly braces for my interface, and then I'll say public void draw and system.out.println whatever I want to write for this draw method. And then outside I'm also calling the method d.draw. Yes, this is how you do it. You get this? This is without lambda
Yes, ma'am.
expression. Do you guys understand what is done in there? Yes? Difficult or understood? I'm not
Understood.
sure. I'm not getting nods. Okay. Okay. So let's say we are talking about writing the same interface and implementation itself. Okay. Let's say this is my code. This is my interface containing abstract method. This is my lambda expression class containing public static void main into it. Okay, which contains some action needs to be done. So instead of writing it in this way, okay, I can also write it in this way. I can write implements, and then I can write drawable. Okay, and then I will have to override this method. Instead of writing it here, I will have to write it in here. Okay, this is how we do it normally, normal circumstances. Am I correct? Can you see the number of line of codes
Yes, ma'am.
required are increasing anyways? Okay, so I can just get rid of this. And so how do I call it? So I can call it by using the object of this class. Let's say I'm creating an object of this class. Okay, and then I will say d is equal to new and the same class thing again. And then this is how you work with it. Yes? Is there any problem with what I have done in here? Yes? Simple class, simple interface, and we are just creating an object and calling the method draw. Okay? Now, to ease this particular thing that I don't have to implement, and then so I'm just trying to avoid all these things, and this is the way how it is done. So what are they doing? They're not implementing it directly. They are creating the object of your interface, and then they are creating this method into it. The definition is given in here itself. This is your anonymous class. Anonymous class as in this is not an object. Okay, it is just an anonymous object which is created, which is having a definition within the same class, within the same method. You can see it is defined within the method. You can do this and then you call it. Okay, and then again you can solve it. Again you can resolve this by using lambda expression. So how will you do this? Okay, so again, taking the same example, okay, I'll just do a copy and a paste into a new file, and you can see I know that I have got this functional interface. So instead of writing this whole thing, I can simply make use of arrow. Okay, so what is this arrow supposed to have? Okay, here is going to be my arguments, and here it is going to have the body which is required. So how do you do that? So first of all, let's say you would write something like the brackets. There's nothing into the bracket. We'll keep it this way. Okay. Then I need to define the body. So I will just take this out. Okay. This is what we have. Yes. Yes. You get this? But still it is incomplete because I need to call the method. The calling of the method is still pending. Okay, sorry. One more thing, because this is for the whole method, I need not define this as well. Yes, it is for the method. Getting the deal? Yes. The number of statements required, because I am calling for this draw method. The draw method has got nothing, hence it is going to be empty. But I need to do this, right? I want to do a d dot draw. So how I need to do that? Here what can I do? I can create an object reference and call it directly. So this particular thing is equal to, whenever I do that, then you call a drawable, D-R-A-W, drawable, let's say I call it as D, is equal to everything. Simplified. Yes, I'm
Yeah.
not doing any implements, I'm not doing anything, I'm simply working with the code that I have. I've just modified it from the anonymous method to this one and an anonymous class to this one. Clear, guys?
Yeah.
Yes? Understood? So if you understand the transition from where it is coming from, it is easy for you to get through it. So let me just give you this code, just do a copy paste and save it to your system. So whenever you want it, you can just refer to it. I'm giving it directly in here. Copy paste it. This is your normal thing where how normally code you write. This is again without. Okay, and this is your lambda expression. Okay, share everything. The last one is your lambda expression. It is inside the chat. You can, yes, please check your chat window whether you can see the program. Yes, understand the difference. So if you try to descend, then you will understand how things are supposed to be learned or understood. Okay, this will include your basic examples that is required in here. Okay, so there is one more example. What if this was wherein there were no parameters? What if there are some parameters which you need to refer to? So let me just share my screen again. I'm sharing the whole window. Let's see whether you can see it. Okay, this was with no parameters, so you can directly write it in this way. Okay, what if there's no if there's a return type as well, you can just specify, you can just say return, and then you can work accordingly. So what I am saying here is, if you want to refer to any concept at the very peak time when you're on horses, then java d points is a wonderful thing to refer to. Okay, this is with single parameter. What if you have got a single parameter, something like this, the argument list, then you specify it this way. Okay, otherwise, you can also work in this term whether you don't have to specify the bracket. The function parenthesis can also be avoided. You can see the difference. So they're talking about everything. You at least see if there are multiple parameters, you can work in this way. A comma B and then perform the function. You don't even have to write the return statement, even that can be avoided. Can you see here? It requires you to return the integer value. Here you can skip writing return. Otherwise, you can also write it in this way as well with the data types. These are the various combinations. This is with or without return type. That is what I said. You write the return or you just remove the return. Anything is fine. Yes, people? This is for each loop. It is wonderful for each loop. Okay, you can see here if I've got list. So it was basically introduced for working with collections. So this is how it is going to help me for collections. Let's say array list. I've created an array list for string. So I've got some names that I've added, and then list dot for each. For each loop is going to iterate through objects. The difference between for each loop is that for iterates through using primitive types, whereas for each there you need an exit condition and entry condition and exit condition. Here you don't need to do that. Whatever list you provide, whatever collection you provide, it is going to work with it. Okay, so you write list dot for each, and then you specify n. What is n? N is the value with which it is going to iterate. Automatically it is going to print you the value of n. So n is going to contain for each value. So n at one point, first iteration, it is going to have Ankit, second Mayank, third if Irfan, and then J. N is going to contain the value. You can name anything. Okay, you can keep x, y, z, whatever you want. Clear with this, all of you? Yes, great. So there are some more statements that you can put up. Make sure that you go here and understand. This is for creating thread. You can see runnable. This is without lambda expression. Okay, so if you want with lambda expression, how you're going to work, even that has been specified. Also, there is with comparator. You can see that. You can check for that as well. Please go through these and let me know if you have any doubt. Okay, this is lambda expression. Next, are we clear about lambda expression? They will ask you, okay, there are very high chances that they will ask you about lambda expression or SE8 concept, functional interfaces, method references. So you go through it. Okay, so method references, let's go through this one. Okay, so what it is actually again a new feature, okay, which is used to refer to the method of functional interface. Again, even this refers to functional interface. It is compact, easy form of lambda expression. So now they will also ask you a question: what is the difference between lambda expression and method references? Okay, so you can give the first reason, which is mentioned in here, that is it is an actually enhanced form of lambda expression that we are working with. So how this can be eased out? Okay, let's see how it is done. Okay, so there are types. You can go for static method, for instance method, and for constructors. Reference to static method, reference to instance method, and reference to constructors. Let's see this one. Okay, the syntax is something like this. So you make use of two colons. Lambda expression is for array, and for method reference you have got two colons. Okay, so let's say you have this functional interface. You are trying to create a static method out of say some, so you're creating a static method into it, and it is supposed to do something. Okay, it is some method which is, and this is your static method. This is how you have written, and sayable.java, sayable.say. So it is going to call this one. So what is happening in here? In your main method, you are creating an object of this class, if this interface, and then you are referring it to say something. That means your referring method is referring to this particular method. So whenever this dot say will be called, the say is going to have the definition for this, what you have defined in your static method. Do you get the point? You are referring, method is referring to some other method. So whatever interface, the only interface which you have is going to refer to a class's say something method, which is in here. So how do you write this in this program? I'll show you that. Okay, so let's say this was your method. This is what we are talking about. So I am creating one more class, one more example in here. So I have this draw method. Inside my class itself, I have got a public static, and then let's say this method is almost the same signature needs to be the same, so that you don't make any drastic mistake in here. Void, and since that is draw, I'll call this as drawing. Okay, something similar to this, drawing, drawing, and I am writing some code. Let's say some xyz code has been written in here. Okay, so this is static drawing. Okay, static, drawing. Okay, and I'm not using this with, that is simple thing. Okay, so now what method reference says that, so instead of writing it this way, I'll just comment it. Okay, so instead of writing it this way, what I will do, I will create an object reference of my interface that is drawable. So it will be something like this: drawable d is equal to. Now, what is the name of your class? Lambda expression. Lambda expression contains a static method which is called as drawing. So I'm going to refer to that by using two colons. Okay, colon, colon. So you don't keep any space, and then you specify the name of your method. Okay, once you do that, that means now this D has got the definition for the method drawing, and D is nothing but an interface which contains the method draw. So I need not write this at all. Okay, so now when I will do d.draw, this d.draw is implicitly going to call the drawing method which you have written, which is static, which is present, the definition for which is present within the class and not related to the interface which you have created. You get this? Samjha? Kuch samjha?
Yeah.
Anything?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, got it.
Yes, sir.
Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, tell me. There was a but. I want to hear what that but was. Yes? So this is how you're going to deal with it. This is, again, I'm sending it. The first example was the third program which I sent was your Lambda expression. This is your method reference. Okay. And here you go with the program. Okay. Refer to the differences. You'll get to understand about, you'll get to know how to deal with it. Okay. So that was for static. Okay. Again, you have got an example for it. Thread. The following example, we are using predefined functional interface runnable into static method. Okay, so you can do that too. Like you are creating thread. Okay, so the predefined interface runnable that we have, so we can refer to that as well. So thread T2 is equal to new thread, and then you're saying method reference 2, which you have created, the class name which you have, and then thread status. So now whatever you have written into your method, the static method thread status will be pointing to the run method of thread and will be executed as a thread. You get the point? This is method reference. Understood? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So just go through it. You'll get to know more about it, and then you can go ahead. This was with static. This now the next one that you see is with instance method. Now I again have an interface. Okay, and then here I have got some same method, simple method. Okay, then the instance method reference has been created. We are creating an object, and then creating an object reference for your interface, and then you will say the object colon thing. So if your method, okay, if your method is not static, how you're going to associate it with your D? The only difference that you're going to make in here is, let's say if this is not static, how you're going to deal with it. So you're going to first of all create an object for lambda expression. Okay, something like this. Okay, here you go. This L is equal to new, and then you are, so instead of writing it in this way, you will say drawable. So I'll just copy this, and you will write L. That's it.
Yeah.
This is your instance like expression.
Reference.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, reference. Understood?
Yeah.
And there's one more example that you can work with. Constructor. How do you deal with constructor? It is very simple. You just specify it with new. Finish. What are they doing here? They have got one again functional interface called as get message. Okay, so this message has got its own constructor which is going to say some message which you're going to pass whenever this is called. So how do you call a constructor? Whenever an object is created. So how do you create an object? By using new keyword. So if
Yes.
you write an object reference, okay, for your interface, and then you write message, okay, create a new object for message. This is how you do it, and it is automatically going to call your method. Your get message is implicitly going to call your constructor. As simple as you can see it here. Understood? Yes? This is with constructors. Okay? So these concepts are very simple if you refer to the perfect thing. Okay? If you refer to the perfect source.
Double silica semicolon is also available in
It's not a
only
semicolon, it is a colon.
Sorry, colon. Double colon is available only Java 8.
Yes, it is a Java 8 feature. It was introduced in Java 8. Okay. So now clear about this, clear about your Lambda expression, clear about your functional interface. 2 things done. Yes. Okay, people don't lie down and listen to my lecture. I don't like people being lethargic.
Ma'am, what
People
what
taking me
will
very granted.
what will they ask
Sorry?
for a ma'am?
Echo,
What
echo
will they ask
listening.
in advanced Java?
Advanced Java. Okay, so now the question comes, if you say that you also know advanced Java, then they will ask you the question that you will mention. Let's say, for example, you say that I also know advanced Java, so they will ask you what are the concepts that you're familiar with. Let's say, for example, you know JSP, you know servlets, you know Spring, you
Spring
know struts,
Hibernate.
you know Hibernate. Okay, so if you know it, so he will start with the question, can you tell me what is a dispatcher servlet? They will ask you questions based on what you have learned. If you have done it long ago, make sure that you know what are the basics for it. Prepare for that as well, but
So
focus more on these. Okay, they might ask you what is the life cycle for servlets.
only
They will
theory
ask you what
part,
is the
or they will be
history.
asked, or they will be asked to do some project on advanced.
Now it depends. Do you know how to do a project in advanced Java?
Simple project. I know
Yes,
simple project.
Maven project in Spring Boot.
Maven based project, you can do that. Okay, so you can prepare for that as well. Okay, you prepare. So if they ask you for it, so any project that you are going to do for advanced Java, you should be knowing a database connectivity. Okay, a simple login logout application should be known by you. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
so then it implies that each one of you also know how to work with JDBC. You know how
Yeah.
to work with JDBC. Yes, guys.
Yeah.
Yes,
All
yes,
of you.
ma'am.
Is there anybody who does not know how to create a database connectivity with the Java program? Is there anyone?
No, ma'am.
Yes, Pavan, Venkatesh, Sridhar.
No, ma'am.
You know it or you don't know it?
No.
Don't know. Okay. We'll go through that as well. So let's not keep any gap. So that will come as a doubt thing that I'll be trying to resolve. Okay. So now after this, you have the next concept, which is functional interface. Now this came. Okay, functional interface, we are talking about this because this was something which was used in Lambda and your method reference. Functional interface is something, it is an interface which is exactly going to have only one method into it, and that too abstract method. That is a functional interface. Yes. So it is also known as single abstract method or SAM interfaces. If you check, this is your functional interface. This is how you declare it. Okay, you can implement it and then you can override it. That is what we have done in the very first time. Yes. One more example. It can contain any number of object class methods. That means you can have any number of this is going to be an abstract method. If you're saying it is functional, it is only going to allow you to override the first method. Others are ignored. You can see that. Yes, invalid interfaces, invalid functional interface is something in here. You cannot extend it into another interface. It is going to give you a compile time exception, error or exception, whatever you call it. Okay, non-functional interface, you cannot do that. Okay, you cannot inherit a non-functional interface, so it is going to be a very independent interface containing a single method, which is not supposed to um, do any digging deal over here. So if you check in here, we have got a method which has been defined. This is a non-functional interface. Can you see that? The method has been defined in an interface. We'll see that how it is done, okay, in the later sections. Okay, predefined functional interfaces. These are the predefined functional interfaces which are there into the system. Yes. So everything is there with you. Just refer to it. Okay. This is actually an optional in Java 8. It is public class final, which is used to deal with null pointer exception in Java application. Okay. For each loop was also introduced, wherein you can make use of the for each method reference to work with it. You can just simply make use of either lambda expression, or you can go for method reference. Yes, the two types. In the first example, given the list, you can write games dot for each, and then you can just specify. Before it was written as n, right? Here they are giving as games. You can write anything, and then you can write system dot out dot println, and then you directly print games. Whatever games are there will be coming in each iteration, and they are printed. Similarly, the same thing can be done using using method reference, and this is how you do it. You write for each loop. You don't have to specify any value and directly say print. It will print the value. So the colon remains in here in between your print and your out. Yes, this is for ordered. For each ordered, there's also a okay method called as for each order. So this is going to give you an ordered format. You can check that. Yes, this is for lambda expression and for this one. Okay, so they have very clean, in a very clear manner and in very wonderful manner, they have explained you all the concept. Default method, and the last one that we will be checking about will be your other interfaces. Okay, so what is default method? Okay, this is default method. Okay, functional interface that contains a default and an abstract method is called as a default method. So this is an example for it. So you're creating a Sable method, okay? Sable interface which contains a default method, okay? The same method is having a default keyword, so it is because of this you can define uh, some uh, some statements into it, okay? And then you can have your own abstract method into it. Okay, so how do you call this one? So you just have to, if you're implementing this Sable into your method, into your class, then you just have to override the unimplemented method, and otherwise you can call it directly. So you create the object of this class and call the methods. Both of them will be working fine. Do you have any doubt? Very simple code. Yes, guys, any
Yes,
doubt
ma'am.
with this one? This is simple to understand, not a very big deal. I can also have static method. Okay, let's say this is my default method, how I define it. This is how I can also define my static method. So how the difference is in the calling, how do you call it? So basically you implemented this Sable interface into your class, you have overridden the abstract method, you can create an object of your class and call the default method. Okay, the default method has been called in here. This is how you call your overridden method, the abstract method, and this is how you call your static method. Because it is static, it is not related to any object, so that means DM will not be used for calling it. So you're going to call it with the name of your interface, which is Sable. Can you see here? Yes, people? Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
So now, because now it is defying the rule, it is defying the law which was stated that there's a difference between an abstract class and interface, where an abstract class can have abstract as well as non-abstract method. So after looking for Java SE 8, wherein I have default method, static method into it, then how it is going to be different to what I have in my abstract class? It is almost the same, right? So to solve that question, if that comes, you have got an answer for it in here. Yes. So after having default and static method inside interface, we think about the need and a need of abstract class, why it is required. An interface in abstract class is almost similar. Expect that you need to create a constructor in abstract class, whereas you can't do it in interface. Here it is allowed, you can create a constructor, but it's the calling is again a deal for it. Okay, so you can see here, this is your constructor, this is your abstract method. Okay, non-abstract method, static method, all the types of method exist in here. So you can just override, implement the abstract method in here, and then you can work accordingly. Yes, understood, guys? Yes, people. Yes, read it. I want you to read. That is the reason why I'm not reading. It's very, you can read it. Why should I read it? It's basically that. You can read it at your end. The source is also available. Yes, streams. Again, very popular in Java SE8. Okay, so it again helps you to work with all the collections. Okay, it is actually present in util.stream. Okay, it contains all the classes and interfaces and enumerators required to work with the functional type of programming. That is what I've been talking about. We are working in function oriented programming. If you see the syntax, using arrows, using colon was something which was there in C++. Yes, do you remember? Colon was, it was used for inheriting, for saying that this particular thing belongs to this particular class, right? So that
Scope.
belongingness, that functional, yeah,
Stop
that
reading scope.
functional approach is, yes. What happened? That functional approach is being introduced in SE8. Okay, so this is about the features of streams. These are all the interface methods which are used for streams. So you can make use of these methods to directly work for sorting, to find any element, to concat. Okay, the stream is going to work. What is stream? First of all, the question has to be in this format. Can you tell me what is stream? Yes, anybody?
No,
What
ma'am.
is stream? No one?
Stream is a sequence of data.
It is actually the form of the data in which you're working with. Okay, at the end of the day, if I'm saying I'm working with string, is again stream. Okay, the data is in that stream format. Stream is when you can make your data to flow from one place to another place. Okay, that is the basic ideology which we have. Okay, and these are all the methods. You can also see for each ordered, even this comes under stream. Okay, for each comes under stream. This, everything that you see in here is present in your stream API. Filtering collection using without using stream. What happens? Okay, let's say I have got a product class and I have got some variables, a constructor, parameterized constructor, and I've got an example method in here, main method, and I'm putting that into my product list. Okay, because I want to add of that particular type. So I can either have this to be a product, I can make it a string or whatever you want. So product means that I will have to accept all the values which are mentioned in here. Okay, so this is how I'm creating an object of product and adding it into my list. Do you have any doubt with what they are doing in here? Yes, people? Yes, anybody? Okay. So there's one more list created, which is called as product price list, which is going to have float value into it. Okay, so we are going for a for each loop in here, wherein I'm saying this is a simple for loop in the form of for each loop, wherein I'm saying product is equal to product list. Now, what is a product list? This is your product list. You are creating, so this product list contains everything which is mentioned in here. Okay. Now you want to fetch one record at a time. So the fetching of one record at a time will be done inside this product, which is of type product. Getting the point? Yes.
Yes,
So what
ma'am.
are you doing
Data
in
type.
here? You're filtering the data of the list. So you're saying if the product dot price, okay, the price which is there for the products which I'm going to fetch from the product list is is less than 30,000, then you go and add into your product price list. Okay, so this new list that has been created, you add it in there. Okay, and then you print it. So there are only three which is coming up, because if I compare this one and this one is beyond 30,000 and the other one is below, so it is only showing me the required list. Yes, this is a for each loop using simple for. Now the same thing can be done, the filtering of this can be done by using stream. How it is going to help me? Till here everything is same. Okay, there's nothing new. So what has changed is this. So you can write dot filter, filter for filtering. Dot filter is a method. Okay, filter with respect to price, and map That means this here going to map and fetch the collection required. And then this is the list creating. This is how you create a list and collect it into your price. That's it. So things are simplified in here. Yes. So where are these methods? These methods are present above. If you check, if I just go and check for filter, where do I have filter? FILTER, where is the filter? Okay. Here we have filter. I want to check for collect. Okay, so there's so many collect. Yes. So there are predefined methods which help you for the same. Let's say I might also be having sort for this reason. Can you see? Sorted. So using Stream API, I can perform the task in an easier manner. I just only need to know how to deal with them. Okay, this becomes a very vast concept, but you can go for the beginner level. So you can say what kind of things you know. So there's a limit, there's for each that you can apply for the limit. Okay, so you can see all the methods which are present. So it is used for collection of data. Yeah, reduced method to reduce any value based on filtering condition. Again, there's filtering done and then you do the same. Okay, sum by using collection method. If you want to do a sum, then you can do that too. Okay, and so on. Yes, so make sure you go through these. I have shared this with all of you and you understand what we need to deal with, what exactly is required for your system. I have shared this with all. If not received, I'm sharing again. This is your Java SE8, and make sure you know how to at least what this concept is all about and how to create a program for the same. They will ask you question based on Java SE8. Next thing that they ask you is your programming question. I will give you this question in some time. So I would request you to take a break for 5 to 10 minutes and then we'll come back. Okay? Let you just go through this. If
Can
you
I
have any
take
doubt, you can
Java?
ask me. What Java?
87
What is it?
interview.
What are you saying? I cannot hear you.
Can I take Java AC7 in
See, at least Java SE8 should be known to you. Okay, you have got a good amount of time. Sujan, it's you, right? Yes, Sujan? You asked me the question, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
You have got
Yes, ma'am.
time before you appear for the interview. Prepare for that as well. I will help you out. Okay?
Okay.
You don't need to worry about it. If I'm there, you can, unless and until you don't ask me, I cannot help you. So this is me who is telling you how to prepare and what to prepare. But it's nothing coming from your end. I want that input from you guys. Okay? Chalo. We'll take a break here, 5 to 10 minutes, and then we'll join back. Okay? Then we'll talk about the programs that you are going to prepare for and the JDBC code. Okay?
Ma'am, collection, what is things to
Collection what?
like learn that collections?
Yeah, what happened?
Queue and list, map and set.
What happened?
You're asking the problem that's one.
Yeah, they also ask you questions in that zone as well. Okay,
Fine.
we'll discuss about it. Let's take a break here. Okay.
Yeah.
And also, we'll be sitting here unless and until I'm completed for the agenda of the day. Okay. So make sure that you are there present for the session. Okay, shall we continue, guys? Yes, people. Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, shall we continue?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. So, did you all go through the link that I have shared with you? If you have any doubt with any of these concepts that you need to prepare for, just let me know. Okay? Apart from this, any other doubt? Anything that you want me to clear out, I'll help you with it. Anybody? Nothing.
Difference between abstract class and interface.
Okay. So this question is very common, okay, and often a favorite one, because if they're asking it, then of course you should be knowing the difference. Okay, so first of all, if you say it comes into the question itself that abstraction is done using class and interfaces both. So abstract is can be done to a class or an interface, whereas an interface all the methods are abstract. So if you need to differentiate between them, okay, so an interface, let's go with an abstract class first, an abstract thing first. So if a class contains any of the method as an abstract method, then the class becomes abstract. Second point, an abstract class can have both abstract as well as non-abstract method. So if I have to compare these methods with the interfaces, it says that interface is similar to an abstract class, but it is not having but it only contains abstract method into it. Okay, only abstract methods are allowed. If we try to now, again coming back to abstract class, if you extend, so abstract class is extended and interface is implemented, this can be the next point. Again, you can say that whenever an abstract class is extended, you may or may not override the abstract method of that class. It is up to you whether you wish to, but now it is also mandatory that you do it. But in interface, it is, you are implementing an interface because you wish to override the method. Okay, because an abstract class can have a non-abstract method which you wish to use, and you don't want to implement the abstract method, so it is okay, it is fine with it. Okay, so giving an example, you can give an example how to deal with such. You can also specify that if the other difference which I have is I can have a constructor in an abstract class, whereas I can avoid that, and it is not allowed to create a constructor for an interface because we cannot create an instance. It is going to definitely have all the methods which are abstract, at least one method which is abstract, if I do not look into the concept of SE8, which contains default as well as static method into it. Okay, so you can go with all the basic fundamentals that you understand or know about the terms. Yes, anything else?
A diamond problem you told me, right?
I explained diamond problem yesterday, you were not there.
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes, तो अब क्या करने
Difference
का,
between
वापस
the
से समझाने का?
comparable.
सेशन रिकॉर्डिंग मिल जाएगा?
Let me just check. Okay, any
Difference
which ways
between
I can explain you here.
comparable and comparator interface.
Difference between comparable and comparator interface, that both of them are used in your collections. Let me just show you, because it requires you to go through some example. Let me just get this to you. Okay, difference, comparator, PARA, and comparable. You can check your chat window. Okay, okay, all of you can open it. If you want, I can share it from my screen itself. Here again, Java T point is helping. You can see here. Comparable provides single sorting sequence. It is having a multiple sorting sequence. So basically, when I'm making use of comparator and comparable is to help me out with comparing with the elements which I have. So why is comparing done? Comparing is done to sort the elements in ascending or descending order. Okay, so if I'm making use of comparable, it is going to affect the original class that I'm working with. The original class is modified, but when I work with comparator, it does not affect the original. Here we have got compare to method, here we have compare method. It is in lang package, this is in Java package. Both of them are used to sort my data. So here I can write collections.sort, wherein collections is my class and dot sort is a method, wherein I can pass on the list to compare. Whereas in this, I will have to also part the comparator. What type of comparator I'm applying onto my system. Yes? Yes, Prasad.
Yes, ma'am. What?
Can you not hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello?
Hello.
Am I not audible to you all? Hello. Also, an example is given for comparable and comparator. Refer to that for your better understanding.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay? It is within the same link that I have provided. So you better understand it via
Both
that
are used
example. If
for
I try to... Both are used for collections, for comparing,
particularly
basically for sorting. There's an example given,
sorting the
okay,
element.
wherein they are sorting the element of the collections. List. Yes?
What is preset, ma'am?
What is tree set?
Preset. Is it also
Yeah,
used
tree
to
set
sort
is
the
a...
element?
Yes, because it stores the element in the form of alphabetical orders.
Okay.
So the data is automatically sorted. You don't need to do anything with that. Is it me or it's only your voice is not visible to me, audible to me? And I cannot see a lot of people online. My internet seems fine, but again. Yes, people. Anything else? Yes? Yes, guys? Nothing? Okay. So I have shared this a list of questions to you guys before. For some of the people I have not. So let me just give this question bank again. Now I will be sharing this question on WhatsApp group, or maybe I can just put this here. Programming. There's some programming question that I have done before, and it is good if you try implementing it. Let me just put it in the chat window.
Ma'am,
Can you guys see the question?
what is the super class of the class?
Super class of the class. What do you mean by that? Which class are you talking about?
Suppose any oops.
In oops, what happened there?
Uh, class extended to another classes.
Class extended to another class.
Ma'am,
So
you asked me the question before.
I have asked you this question. So my question was not this. My question was, what is the super class for any class that we create? Yes, who can answer me this? Which is the super class for all the class that we create?
Object.
Yes, object class is the class which is extended by all the class that we create. Okay?
Ma'am, I
They
told
might
the
also
object
ask.
class. You
Yes,
told me
ma'am.
that not the object class.
You did? I
Yeah.
don't remember then.
You know, you
I don't know what I
you
can say. It has to be the object class. I must have been contradicting you. That's it. Now don't worry about it. You just be
Oh,
sure with the answers that you know.
yeah, okay, ma'am.
What are the other methods which are present? What are the methods which are present in object class? Yes? Methods of object class. Come on, guys. You need to list down all the methods which are there in object class.
String to string, modify,
Prasad, it seems you don't have a proper internet. I'm not able to hear you. So basically, it is toString method, hash code, equals, notify all. At least know 5 of them. Yes? Anything else? If I'm not able to hear you, please chat it out. Please chat with me. Okay? Yes, guys. Anything else? I have shared some common questions. Okay, can you see there? There are some common questions which are asked for interview. Okay, in the chat window. Make sure you prepare for almost all of them. Okay, make sure you prepare for all of them. Let's not go for an almost thing. So how do you write a code? How do you prepare for a code? Okay, so let me just give you 4 to 5 codes that is going to be very common, and it is asked by each and every interview that you go for. Okay, so the first question that they ask is to check whether a number is prime or not. You should be knowing how to check for a prime number. Okay, next question that they ask you is for Armstrong number. Okay, this is very common. Okay, Armstrong number. Third, they might ask you for factorial. Okay, this is going to be in a very rare scenario that they will ask you for this factorial, RIAL. Yes, there is one more question. Okay, there is one more question. Reverse, yes, reverse a number, reverse number or reverse string. Okay, they will ask you this. Then fifth is after reversing sort, sort array or string. These are common questions asked. Okay, next question that they ask you is, yes, largest
Sorting.
array, largest.
They will be asked from sorting.
Yeah, I gave that. Okay, you can see your chat window, guys. I'm putting up the questions, common questions in there. Okay, array, for array, what was my question? Minimum element or maximum element, or the largest. Okay, largest is your maximum element, so it will go for, let's say, second largest. Okay, second highest, second largest, whatever you call them. Okay, or third highest accordingly. Okay, these are your array questions. They might ask you a question on strings. So the questions which are there above in strings, you can go ahead with that. They might also ask you for questions that I have shared on that day. Do you guys remember? There were some questions which I have shared on. I don't have that.
Yes, ma'am.
It was actually shared to me by Java. Yeah, this one. Okay, I'm sharing that again. These are the questions. Okay, I'm sharing my screen. Okay, the very common ones again. I have
Ma'am,
asked you this. Yes.
ma'am, I have one doubt about string.
Hmm.
Ma'am, which string we should use when there is lot of updates required? We should use string or a string buffer.
You tell me. When do you make use of string and when do you make use of string buffer? What
When
is the scenario for using each one of them? Yes.
when we use to create a new string by overloading the string pool.
What do you
When
mean by
there is an
overloading the string?
unnecessary.
See, if there is going to be no manipulation into your object, okay, it is just you accept the data and you just put into your system, then it's fine. You make use of string object, because string class is immutable. A string class object that you are going to create is immutable. That means you cannot change whatever you do. Why? Because if you can create string by two means. You can create it by using string literal, or you can create it by using new keyword. So if you do it by using new keyword, every time you write string s is equal to new string in then Java, okay, you specify inside the constructor, then a new string object will be created inside the memory. Okay, and
Okay.
this will be outside the string constant pool. Whenever you are writing
Okay.
string s is equal to double inverted Java, it will be stored inside the string constant pool. And again, if I am again creating a Java thing, it will point to that value. Okay, that is what you mean by your overriding of string pool. Okay, that's not exactly the word. It is actually you're pointing to the same object. Okay, this is the first thing. If you make use of buffer because you wish to change your data, your object is going to change often, right? Because you're going to make some
Okay.
modifications into it, then string buffer will come into picture. Okay, if there are
Okay.
manipulations required, because string buffer is mutable. String buffer and string builder is mutable. One is thread safe and the other one is not. One is
Okay.
synchronized and the other one is not. Okay,
Okay.
any other
Thank
question?
you, ma'am.
Yeah, any other question? Yes, people. Okay, how to read an Excel file? Okay, it comes from the concept of file handling. Okay, so you can create a file, so you can simply write file is equal f is equal to new file, and then you can go ahead with it. So Java T point was open somewhere, right? Where do I have it? Okay. Yeah, do you see file handling?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this is again dealing with stream. You just need to go with the files. Okay, there's a better file handling example that you have. File handling in Java using file class. File writer and file reader. You can make use of input stream writer and reader using file. We'll check with this one and then you can go ahead. This is what I wish you to refer for creating, deleting, updating file. Everything is there in here. So when you are dealing with your files, okay, Sujan asked me the question how to read an Excel file. Okay, so first of all, you need to point to the file. First, you'll have to open the file. So how do you do that? This is how you do it. Once, whenever this works, get out, get out. God. Okay. It's not allowing me to scroll. Either I sign
I
up.
now allow you. You have to log in again.
It previously used to do that, but
Yeah,
now
now they
it
have
doesn't.
changed it.
I have got my own programs, don't worry. I have got reasons for it, solution for everything. So I have given you some code. Yes, guys. Prepare using that as well. This is empty. This is also empty. Where is my... What are we doing, Java? Yeah. Okay. File handling. Byte stream, input stream, output stream. Come on, files. I don't have files. Come on, file. Where do I have files? I have it somewhere. Okay, let me just take another example then, if not this one. Uh, yeah, can you guys see this? Is my screen visible to all? Of course it is. Yes?
Yes.
So you can see, you can make use of file, okay? And then you just write a file in here and then you put that inside your whichever you're working with. So if you're working with Excel, okay, there are special classes that are made that are prepared for this reason. Okay, so an Excel file, if it is in CSV format, there is a CSV file reader which you can use for this. Okay, I also have to, you can also refer to this read simple Excel file in Java. Okay, so they're making use of some external jars. I think you were confused because of this one. There's a simple way to write the same thing. No, not without POI, without. Okay, now this is with POI. You'll have to use it with that format. Everybody is using that. Yes, so this is a big code. Can you refer to the...
Imagine that you get a deal at your dream product company. Do you have the skills to handle the toughest?
No.
Welcome to Retable. With Retable, you can manage.
Okay, so you can refer to this video and let me know if you need any help with this one. Okay, because this is going to take a lot of time if I try to explain you. Don't worry, they might not ask you the question. Okay? You can just ignore this one if required. Because this comes into an enhanced part and you need to work with POIs. And that were an API provided by Apache. So you should be knowing how Apache, what are the products of Apache and how to work with them. The jars, then you also need to work with Maven and everything. So it becomes a greater deal. Right now we are only focusing on core Java, so we can skip it. Yes? Anything else?
Yeah.
Yes?
What
Guys?
is serialization?
Serialization. Now, this is again a very good question that they ask. I'll again come through this thing to your Java, serialization. My screen is not shared, right? I cannot see people here.
Ma'am, what is the difference between serialization and deserialization?
Let's see serialization first and then move on to the other concept. Okay, again, I'm referring to the same deal. Okay. Serialization, deserialization in Java. Okay. So basically, whenever we are working with any object, they need to be serialized. Okay, it is basically specifies me the type of object that I'm working with. Okay, if you check for the definition, the term which is mentioned in here, it is a mechanism of writing the state of an object into byte stream. So what is byte stream? Byte stream is your whenever you're working with any external sources, okay, any external system, okay, then you always have to change your data or convert. You can work with certain type of files, okay, you can work with input stream, or you can work with reader, you can work with output stream, or you can work with writer. So the difference between an input stream and a reader is that one of them is a byte stream. Okay, byte stream is wherein your data is confined into bytes and then transferred from one place to another. So now when I talk about serialization in Java, here the state of an object is into Java byte stream. Okay, so it is basically used when we are working with external, where I'm working with resource parties like Hibernate. These are the frameworks which we have, and remote method invocation, or for Java persistent API, or for enterprise Java Beans. So I'm having some external sources where I need to juggle my data from one place to another. Then I serialize my object. And deserialization is an opposite task for it. Yes. So this is what you have. Converting your data from object to stream, and stream to object is called as serialization in very simple words. Yes, it is also called as marshalling. If you're working on the network, it is also called as marshalling of
File
your data.
handling. No,
File handling.
file
What
handling
happened?
used in a serialization.
Yes, because we are converting things, right? It is actually implemented using an interface. So you can implement it by any of the means, okay, wherever it is required. If your file is supposed to be going to some external source, some framework you have associated with your object, then you make use of this. Okay, you just need to serialize your object. You can see here. Your data is serialized here. Okay, so serializable is a marker interface. That means it has got no method, nothing into it. Like I've told you before, when I was asking for what is functional interface, and somebody told me that serializable is also there. No, serializable is a marker interface. A marker interface is something which has got nothing into it. It is simple an interface. Okay, it has got no data or method. Okay, the clonable and remote are also markable interface. Somebody asked you what are the other examples for marker interface. Okay, it is implemented by object who needs to be the object for, which has to be persisted. Now what do you mean over here is that if I'm working with any JDBC technology or JDBC framework, so my POJOs are going to be serialized so that my transfer of data is in easy and synchronized format. You get the point? So if I try to pass on my data from one framework or from one technology to another using an object, it becomes very difficult to me. There is contention created, a congestion created for passing the data through that particular pipe. So to transfer the data in an easy format, a stream is required. So that stream is your byte stream. That is what we are doing using serializable. You can see there's an object output stream, the method which is used for it. You flush, you write the object and go ahead with it. There's an example given for object output stream, the deserialization. You serialize it using this, and then you deserialize it using the other part. So you have created one file. So you are trying to pass on this file to this. So let's say you have created one student class object, okay, and you have got a file output stream. You are going to put this into a file output stream, and you will put this student inside your f.txt file. So you're sending it to an external source. You're trying to persist your data. You're trying to save your data. So if you don't serialize, the collection of data at the end might not be in a proper format. Hence we make use of these classes to help me sort out all the stuff. So we have got writing the object and flushing. So this is going to do, flush is going to clear up the buffer if there exists any data after your data has been copied into the destination. Yes, and this is the opposite. You take the input stream, you fetch the object which has been put in there by using read object method, and then you can print it. This is what you do. This is your serialization and deserialization. Clear with this, guys? Yes. Yes, Pete.
File handling and input output stream, both are working same.
Yeah, they are same. If I want to do file handling, then I make use of file class. Okay, and file, I need to read the data and write the data. So file is simply going to help me to fetch the file that I refer to. But now I need to send it to some source, right? Then I'll be making use of input stream for reading the data, and output stream for writing the data onto the external source. Yes, it is a part of IO, which is file handling. So both of them are connected. Yes, you can see my screen. Oh, the whole thing is black. and I have got a full internet. Still, I cannot see people. Of course. Okay, let me join back again. Maybe after that, I will be able to. Okay, just stay there. I'm joining back again. So I'm back. So shall we continue? Any other doubt? Yes, people. Okay. Now let's talk about JDBC.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah.
Mutable and immutable, what is the difference?
Mutable and immutable. Okay.
Yes.
Mutable is something that you can change, something that you can modify. Immutable is something that you cannot change. A string object is immutable. Once an object is created, the integrity of that object is maintained. That means if you create string s is equal to new string Java, that particular Java cannot be changed. Okay, the Java is going to be there, Java itself. It is not going to be changed anytime. But if I write string buffer s is equal to new string buffer and try to write something and again redefine the value of Java will be, it will be off, and then whatever new value you have written will be overridden onto that particular concept. Yes, that is mutable and immutable.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. And ma'am, cloning. What is cloning?
Object cloning, yes. Object cloning is also one of the concept. It is done by using the marker interface which we have. Okay. I gave you some Java. Let's see. Object cloning. Let me share my screen. Yeah. Okay, clone means you are trying to copy of some existing thing. Here I am cloning the object of an already existing one. So here the cloning is done by using the clone method, which is present in my object class, and the interface which we use is clonable interface. Okay, and the exception supported is clone not supported exception. Okay, make sure that you know that clone method is not present in clonable interface is a marker interface. Okay, so let me show you this. There are some advantages. Let's go for the example directly. You can see here we have got a student class which implements clonable. I have got two properties and a constructor, parameterized constructor. Because I wish to implement clonable, I will have to override the method which is going to return me the clone. Super.clone, that means it is going to go for this clone method, and whatever is written for this clone for copying the object is will be present in here. So you can check you how do you call this clone method. You write s1. Let's say first you create an object, pass the value 101 Amit, and then you create another object, and then you write s1 dot clone. So this s1 dot clone, so this particular thing will be calling the clone method, which will copy the value of id and name into s2 dot id and s2 dot name, and both of them are going to share the same value. This is your object cloning. Yes. Anything else?
No,
Yes,
ma'am.
people.
How to make a class as a immutable?
How to
Make a class as a immutable.
how, how to make a class which is immutable. That means you want to create a class
Immutable.
which cannot be changed. Yes, immutable means you
Yes,
cannot
ma'am.
change. Do you have any keyword for doing
Yes,
so?
ma'am.
What is that?
Final keyword.
Yes? Yes, what is the class? What is the keyword used for creating an immutable class?
Final keyword.
Which keyword? Yes, guys.
Final, ma'am.
I cannot hear you. Can you be a bit louder, guys? Yes?
Hello, ma'am. Sorry. Some network issue from my side.
Final.
Yes. So for restricting anything, I make use of final keyword. It is the same keyword which will help me to make it immutable, that it cannot be changed. So whatever I define within that class cannot be changed by any other class. Like we cannot override it, we cannot change the variable, and also we cannot extend it. Yes, so the final keyword is used for doing this. Yes. So how to create an immutable class? Again, Java T-point concept. I'm sharing it on the chat window. Anything else?
Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
In collection, array list and list. List link list, ma'am. What difference?
Array list and I'm not able to hear you. Array list and
Linked list, ma'am.
linked list. What happened?
Difference, ma'am.
Difference.
Yeah.
Okay. So this array list and linked list, both, first of all, let me just get through the similarity. Both of them, they extend a list interface, which thereby extends collection interface, which extends collection, which is all together into collection framework.
Yeah.
The basic difference is into storage. So for accessing any of the elements which are present in your array list or linked list, we make use of index numbers, right?
Yeah.
So when I say I'm creating an array list, let's say array list A is equal to new array list, and I'm adding some value, some objects into it. The value will be stored into a continuous memory location,
Yeah.
something like an array. How it is continuously stored into a continuous memory location.
Yeah.
Whereas if I try to iterate through it, so I'll be making use of iterator, which will help me to go from left to right. Okay,
Yeah.
that means from 0th position to the end position.
Yeah.
Okay, so if I'm making use of linked list, it is actually a doubly linked list. It is a concept from data structures. Okay, a doubly linked list is which is
Both
having a
and
point from one node to another, and from that node to again to the first node. Okay, it is a doubly linked list.
the double link
So
has to add the and remove the front and back.
yes. So if I have to work with linked list, here the storage will be based on it. So there will be a node structure. Within that node, I'll be having a pointer to the next node wherein the object will be stored. Here the referring to of these elements will be done using the index number itself. The only difference is with their storages. How it is stored. So how it is stored, wherever there exists any memory, it will create a node and put the value there and will generate a pointer to the next element of the list. Yes, it will
Yeah, I got.
not store the data continuously. That is the basic difference between array list and linked list.
The
Anybody else?
memory allocation no different, ma.
Memory allocation is the deal.
Yeah.
Okay.
In
One is
actually
continuous and the
array
other one is
Actually, array is full because the cache, the memory cache is nearest to the array. Ma. Array has a set of elements now. Sequence, sequence and objects. You can time complexity. You can fetch the easily of the cache memory.
Yeah. Yes. It's cache memory.
Yeah.
You don't say cache memory, you say it's cache. CACHE.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah. Okay. Any other question? Yes, guys.
Ma'am, regular expression.
Regular expression. What is regular expression? Where did you hear this term?
In
Yes?
Java 3.
Sorry. You heard this in Java. Well, actually, regular expression is something which is present in any language that you're working with. It's not confined to this thing only. Yes. Again, referring to the same thing, we have regex.
From the garbage collections that I don't know about that.
Garbage collection.
Yeah.
Okay. JVM has got garbage collection facility. Okay, Java has got this JVM which does an automatic garbage collection for the objects that are no longer into execution. Okay, that is actually just occupying some memory for storing some data and not into execution. So to collect, to deallocate the memory allocated to such object is called as garbage collection. Okay, so the object will be emptied, the values present in that object will be emptied, and the memory will be freed for this reason. Hence we have got
Yeah.
memory, efficient memory, and it is robust.
Okay.
Okay, that is garbage collection. Okay, garbage collection can be done explicitly by calling finalize method. So you implicitly call gc, you call gc, which is implicitly going to call the finalize method and will clean the memory. If you want to explicitly call it, if you want to actually, any which ways it is going to clear the memory, but if you want to call it in between some places, then you can make use of finalize method. Okay, this is Java regex. It is regular expression API which helps you for searching. Okay, so maybe say for checking of patterns. Let's say for example, if I am working for an input, okay, I want an input from the user wherein it has to be confined to a particular value. Let's say for example it should be storing any integer number only, or I want to accept only let's say for email address I want to only store address, or I only want to store some numbers. So I need to make it into a fixed pattern, right? I need to specify the pattern in which it has to be. So that is provided by one of the APIs, which is called as regular expression, which is present in your util package again. So if you check, you can go for match result, match your class, and pattern syntax. There are various methods present for it. For match class, you can go for each of the example which will help you for the same. Let's say for example, if you have a pattern, let's say it should be having a dot s, or a pattern which matches with as. Okay, then you are picking up for this compile for s and matches with this. So this is how you're going to call it. Very simple, very basic one. True. It will give you the true or
Ma'am,
false or whatever
one
you
thing,
have.
ma'am. It's called
Be a bit louder.
one thing, ma'am. If I use util.register star in this util star only, then I achieve util regex.
Yes, you can have both. It is allowed. Okay, because util in itself has got a lot of classes into it, but it also is a collection of package. So you can even go inside it by using util.regex. If you want to use regex, then you cannot simply write util, you will have to write util.regex to use all the classes
So
which are
only, ma'am,
present in that
util dot
particular.
star. Can I get regex in util dot
No,
star?
you won't get regex. No, you'll have to be inside the folder to access the class.
Okay.
Yes. Yes, guys. Yes, people. No people. Pawan, where are you? No questions from you. It seems like you know everything now. Yes, Pawan. Pawan, 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 Pawan.
Yes, ma'am.
Where are you?
Yes, ma'am. My camera is not working properly, so I have.
Oh, don't make this on Monday, okay? It should be working on Monday. If
Okay.
it is not working today, it's fine, but not on Monday. It
Okay.
should be working on Monday.
Okay, ma'am.
All of you, if you have your interview के दिन कुछ खराब मत करना भाई लोग. अपना सारा हार्डवेयर सॉफ्टवेयर सब चलना चाहिए उस दिन, ठीक है? जिसको हिंदी नहीं आती ना वो सीख लो. ये दिल से निकल रहा है इसके लिए हिंदी में आ रहा है. Okay? Yes,
मैम
Venkatesh,
अभी
do you
तक
understand Hindi? Okay, yes. Who is Abhi tak?
मेल नहीं आया
Some
इंटरव्यू का।
Ma'am, interview is
मेल
gonna be
आपका
in
बाद में आएगा. आपका 1-2 सेशन ही हुआ है ना इस वजह
मॅडम
से.
मला पण नाही भेटलं मॅडम मेल.
मी सांगितलं ना तुला की नंतर भेटणार. आता
ओके मॅडम.
तुला माहिती आहे, तुला जावा येते तर सांग मला. मी तुला ठेवते मंडेच्या इंटरव्यू साठी. रिजेक्ट नाही व्हायचं.
तो मंडे सबका इंटरव्यू है क्या?
Ma'am, is it gonna be in batch or
अगर
single?
आपको देना है तो आप बता दो. हाँ?
नहीं ठीक है।
Is the interview gonna be in batch or individual only?
You have to be present for the given time. You will be getting the schedule and everything. Okay, you need to be prepared at that time. You will be called into the meeting. Okay, and one by one the interviewer is going to pipe you in for into a single room for your interview. It's like a group, it's like a chat, and then you will be called accordingly. You just need to be there, and then you can prepare whenever required. You are going to fall into that category and will be called for this reason. So there are 2 rounds. Prepare accordingly. Yes.
Okay.
Now tell me, guys, apart from 6 people that I know here, okay, they are anyways going to prepare, and we are not going to get rejected from the interview. If you get rejected, then you're going to see my wrath. Okay, and others, if anybody else is ready for the interview, what do you say, guys? Who is ready for Monday's interview apart from the 6 people that I know here? Yes, Mr. Patil, ready आहात का? तुमचं नाव देऊ?
हा मॅडम तसं तर क्लिअर आहे थोडं कन्सेप्ट मॅडम
प्रोग्राम
कोर्स
लिहायला
जावाचे.
येतं का?
काय म्हटलं मॅडम?
प्रोग्राम लिहायला येतं?
हा येस प्रोग्राम करता येतं मॅडम.
मी बघितलं नाही तुला प्रोग्राम लिहिता, तर कसं पाठवू मी तुला?
चालेल मॅडम
चल मी
नेक्स्ट
तुला 10
टाइम.
मिनिटं देते. मी
हा
तुला
मॅडम
10 मिनिटं देते. मला आर्मस्ट्रॉंग नंबर लिहून दाखव.
आर्मस्ट्रॉंग नंबर.
हा, कॉपी नको
ओके
करूस हा, नाहीतर.
ठीक आहे चालेल.
Yes. Yes, people. Any other doubt? Nothing? Anybody else who wishes to go for the interview for Monday and is actually ready and have not come up and is not answering me, but still would like to go for an interview? Anybody? Yes? Sujan, arre bapre. Yes, Sujan. First of all, switch on your camera.
मैम actually my laptop charge is finished and I connect mobile because they are in this place.
Then I won't send you for the interview on Monday. That is the only deal. You need to have all your laptop, all your
No, I have a
hardware
laptop,
set
but ma'am, now and in this time, load setting of that
today.
for the
Right
reason. Yes,
now,
yes,
it is not working. Okay.
yes.
But still, I don't know whether you can write a program. Okay, so write a program for me. Okay, to check how to reverse a string and find the second largest number. Can you do that now in 10 minutes? But your laptop is not working. How am I supposed to deal with you?
Ma'am, my laptop charge is finished because
What
for
were you doing before when the electricity was there to charge your laptop? What IT people? You should be knowing, right? If you have a laptop, keep it on charging until and unless you have an electricity working, or
in
when
this
it
place,
goes off.
Power
Sorry?
cut, power problem, ma'am, in this place. Shut
Power
down.
flow. Where are you from? Which state?
Now in Bangalore, Karnataka.
Oh, what is your mother tongue?
Man, Bengali.
That's what I'm thinking. How can you talk? Yeah, because your tongue is rolling a lot like Bengali. Okay, fine. I don't know
Hello.
Bengali either.
Hello.
Yeah.
हेलो
Yes.
हाँ मॅडम मला
Yes.
आर्मस्ट्रॉंग नंबरचं लॉजिक ना माहित पॅलेंड्रो नंबरचं माहित आहे मॅडम लॉजिक मला
वही तो नहीं करना है भाई.
हाँ मैडम
सारे लॉजिक अभी से पता कर लो किसका लॉजिक क्या है. अभी अगर आप मेरे को पूछोगे वहां पे जाके पूछोगे ना तो मैं सच्ची में एक एक को अच्छे से डांटूंगी.
ठीक है मैडम
Know all the logics right away. What is an Armstrong number? What is the logic required? Know what is a strong number. Understand what is your palindrome. Understand how to check
पॅलेंड्रोम
for
नंबर
reverse. So if you know palindrome, if the interviewer asks you for Armstrong number, how can you give an answer for palindrome number?
नाही मॅडम
Is that going
चालणार
to make
नाही
any sense to me?
नाही मॅडम
Then
नाही चालणार
that is what I'm saying.
प्रिपेअर करावे लागेल
So just
मॅडम
check. That is what. So you're not ready for Monday. As
यस
simple
मॅम
as that.
ओके मॅम
Yes. So other people, those who are ready for the interview, I assume that you know how to write Armstrong number. Yes. Pavan, Karthik, Sridhar. Yes. Rahul, Venkatesh. Program writing.
Yes, ma'am.
You can write program, right?
Yes, ma'am.
I can trust on you, correct?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, me. Yes.
Yeah, yes,
It
yes,
has
yes,
to
ma'am.
be
Yes, ma'am.
yes. Okay. Moving on to the next concept that I wish to talk. I'm not going to leave you unless and until I feel that I'm done for today, because I'm not done for today. So we are still moving on with the topic. Okay. There's one more question that you should be knowing. Okay, that it is for your basic understanding with for Java JDBC. Okay. So when you're working with JDBC, JDBC stands for Java Database Connectivity, and you are trying to connect. That means you are trying to persist your data. You're trying to store your data. You're trying to retrieve your data via your Java program into some external source. Now, this external source can be any type of database. Okay, it can be MySQL, it can be MS SQL server, it can be Oracle server, it can be your network, it can be your driver, it can be anything. So for working with these types of databases, to this type of persistences, we make use of the API called as JDBC. So if you're working with JDBC, it is going to stand between your Java program application and your database. It is somewhere here. So you would require the driver for it. So there's some basic step that you need to follow. Okay. So since we are going to work with MySQL, this is what you're going to follow. This is what is going to be common for you. For MySQL, you should know what is the driver. Rectify this. Remember this. Just start to it somewhere. Okay, don't copy it and during the time of interviews. This is going to make a very bad impression of you. Okay, then you need to put a connection URL, the username for the connection. Okay, it is going to be always root, but it depends. And the password is something that you have put at the time of installation of MySQL. What is MySQL? MySQL is a database that you have installed into your system, and it is because of that you will be able to work. So here my password is ROOT. I'm putting that, and it's not working. ROOT, and come on, yes, shift पे press हो गया है इसके लिए सीन हो गया. Okay, I have switched off MySQL, so I need to switch on the service first, and then Integrator is going to work.
So I use XAM server.
Yeah, that's okay. You just need to put, so password is going to be nothing if I'm not wrong. Yeah, because in XAMPP you don't have MySQL password.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right. Just need to start the service and then it will work for me. Yeah. So you write MySQL. This is Windows 11. It's like very similar to
My laptop also
Mac.
can. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
My
I know it is
laptop.
very glitchy. It was not working for past 3 days, and every time it has got some update to be done. Please
Yes,
don't update now.
got
I don't
many
know what
problems.
this update is all about. Okay, so here you have got everything. So in your MySQL, you will be having all your databases. So you want to see databases, you will see say show databases or bases. Yeah. So these are the databases into my system. If I want to use one, I'll say use and I have June 21. This is what I have. Then it is going to change the database, and then I want to see tables within that. I can say tables. Okay, it will show all the tables which are present in this particular um, database. Okay, so this is very command prompty stuff. So let's not work with this. I can have another option. So this is a
My
very
skill
common
not
option which has come into picture, which is MySQL Workbench, and you can work efficiently with this. Okay, so whenever this opens, okay, now first of all you should be knowing how do you do coding using this. So I'll be simply showing you how to work with it. You can see this is your workbench. You just need to connect to the instance. The username is root, and this is your port. MySQL occupies port number 3306. Okay, so there is I've got so many programs. Okay, never mind. Okay, so you can refer to them. So you can create a database and then you can work along with it. I can share you my questions, my SQL questions as well, but
yes,
later
ma'am. In
once you come up
zip
from
file
an
and drive.
interview. What?
In zip file drive you shared to yesterday.
Okay, yeah, it is there in there. Yeah, the file which I shared. So I have that file with me as well, so I can work with that. This is my database. So I'm actually working with some swing data as well. So I will also have to teach you that. So let's not go in that detail. We'll go for the basic one. Okay. So if I'm working with MySQL, I will be making use of java.sql package. Okay, so I'll be having all the interfaces required for it, all the interfaces and classes. So the interface that I require for my database connectivity is collection, connection, result set, statement, prepared statement. The class that I would require will be class. There's a class called as class. There's a class called as object. Irony. Okay, so now there's some 5 basic steps that you will have to follow while you're working with the system, while you're working with JDBC. First of all, you need to identify and register the driver. Okay, then you will have to create the connection, then you will have to write the SQL query, execute the query, and close the connection. So for doing these steps, you have got these programs to be altered or written in some or the other way. So if I have to show you a program for the same, this is the program present. Okay, you can see there's a driver interface, connection, statement, prepared. All these are the popular classes, interfaces. And whereas these that you see down, driver manager is a class is a class, blob is a class, clob is a class, type is a class. Okay, so to connect using MySQL, this is the program that I wish you to refer to. If at all you say that you also want to go for JDBC. Okay, so this is what you do. First of all, you are going to write class dot for name. Okay, so you're going to write com.mysql.jdbc driver, rectify this particular statement. So if you're working with Oracle, this particular thing is going to be jdbc odbc, something like that. Okay, then you have connection con is equal to driver manager dot get connection. So you're creating a connection, you're trying to open a connection using get connection. So you are getting the connection using connection URL. Okay, the root and the password. So this is what you have. Here you also specify the database name within the URL. Yes, it is going to be almost the same. Okay, here what you see localhost, instead of writing localhost, you can also write 127.0.1. That is your computer itself, the IP address for your localhost. Or if you're working with some external MySQL, you can specify that IP also. Okay, so you can make use of statement. Statement is equal to con. So on this connection that has been created for this particular database, you create statement. So what is the statement supposed to execute? The statement should execute the query select star from employee, considering that this database Sonu has got a table called as employee, and it will print me the object using result set. So I'm going to fetch all the data inside the result set and we'll be printing that one by one using while loop. Yes, this is going to be quite tricky, quite heavy to work with. So if it is required only, then you go ahead, because even this comes in advanced SQL. Okay, advanced part, enterprise Java of SQL. Yes. Anything else?
Madam, what is the
This was a
difference between statement and prepare statement?
set and
Prepare statement and statement.
statement and prepared statement. Okay, so if I know the statement is going to be fixed, okay, it is not supposed to be changing. So I want to write select star from employee, I want to write select f name comma n name or l name from xyz, where location is equal to Mumbai. So these statements are not going to change. So if it is something not which is not required to accept any user data or to modify any data, then statements are used. If I want to change the attributes, let's say for example, if I want to here I want to pass the value from the user. Okay, let's say for example with prepared statement. Okay, let's say whether do I have this, yeah, prepared statement. So if I'm working with this, so after inserting the value, I want to take up the value for inserting the data from the user, from your by scanner. Okay, so scanner is going to store the data for employee. Let's say it is going to fetch the data ID, name, and salary by using scanner, and I want to fit that data into the statement. Now, because I'm preparing a statement on my own, then it is called as prepared statement, and I can modify it accordingly in here. You can see insert into employee where there are two question marks. So these question marks are nothing but your two values that you're going to set. So the first question is set for an integer, and the second question is set for a string. Yes, this is index number one, hence you specify set int one. This is index number two, and hence it is two. First one is storing integer, other one is storing your string. So you have stmt, which is nothing but the object of your prepared statement, which is helping you to prepare statement for the connection which you have opened for this database xe. Understood? This is actually Oracle, but that's fine. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
understood. Anything else? Yes, guys? Anything else you wish to ask me or anything? Okay, guys, I'm telling you again, make sure that you know the concept that you're talking about. You know how to write a program. Okay, you know whenever the question is asked, you are able to get through it. Okay, you are not going to ask the interviewer that what is a prime number. You should be knowing what is a prime number, how to reverse a string. So I've given you some common examples that you should be knowing. Yes, make sure you get through it. Am I clear to all of you?
Yes.
All the kind of questions which are there. Also make sure that if you say that you know a runtime polymorphism, you should be able to write a program for the same. If you say that you know what is overriding, you should be able to write an overriding program, Venkatesh.
Yes,
Yes?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Did you remember what was your mistake when you were giving your mock interview?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
That
ma'am.
was a
I know.
very awkward program. I don't know whether it is even going to compile. Yes, make make this a point that whatever you do into your interview will be noted. Your each and every action, your copying of code will also be just. You need to know about it. Do not copy. There were cases. If you do that, you will be simply disqualified. You don't know the question, ask for a pass, but make it a very rare case. Okay. Okay, now there's an announcement. The interview may be postponed to 16th or 17th. You can see in the chat window. So hooray, we have got some time. I can hear my own voice. So you'll be notified for the same. So guys, no, not keeping it into a linear format. You are going to talk to me, everyone, each and every one of you are going to update me on the WhatsApp group what you have done and how much you have prepared every day. So in the morning, I should be getting message from Pavan, Rahul, Sridhar, Karthik, and the other two. I don't remember the name again. I forgot. I'm so sorry. Okay, that what are you going to do the whole day, Saturdays and Sundays, and what have you achieved in the evening? You're going to message me for the same. Please take some accountability. It is good for your job as well. Yes,
Yeah.
you learn it here. Whatever mistake you make, I'm there to help you out. If you think that you can just skip everything or you can just रहने दो मैं खुद से कर लूंगा मुझे किसी की जरूरत नहीं है तो okay, it's your lookout,
No, ma'am.
but make sure that I am there to help you out.
I need help.
Yes, you can ask people. They have called me yesterday, they were chatting with me yesterday, so I was in my off hours and I was still talking to them. So I'm making sure that you guys get selected. So make sure आप लोग मेरी लाज रखो और select हो जाओ. ठीक है? All the best, guys.
Hello, ma'am.
Be accountable. Talk to
Hello.
me.
Hello, ma'am.
If you have any doubt, just a minute. If you have any doubt, it's not only for the 6 people. I'm talking to Rutuja or anybody else in the group. If you have any kind of doubt, I am there to help you out. Okay? If you want to talk to me, if there's any teeny beeny issue, even that will be notified, will that be resolved by me. You will have to come to me because I cannot go calling each one of you. It's कुआं प्यासी के पास नहीं जाता है. Okay, it is always the thirsty person goes to the well. Okay, here I am the well and you guys are thirsty. Okay, you guys need something, you guys want to achieve something, and I'm there to help you, to show you the path. Okay, utilize this resource, utilize me properly. Yes, you won't be getting such an instance again, such help again. Mark my words, and it is for sure. So I'm there to help you out. Make sure you are taking full advantage of it. Yes.
Test platform, ma'am. What is the text platform, ma'am? Exam interview platform, coding
It
platform.
is
I'm
going.
asking.
You will be. I think Notepad or IDE. Either of them will work.
Zoom
Okay,
only
both of them.
happening.
It is the interview will be happening on. It depends. Last time it was on Teams.
Yeah.
Okay. So now since I'm not the direct person to contact to the interviewers of DXEs, so you will be notified again. You will be getting the links and everything.
Yeah.
Okay, do not copy. Do not copy. Keep your heads up by going for a very just interview.
Now, some
Yes.
companies are giving a platform from the coding platform, ma'am.
Okay, here we don't have anything as such. If there's anything, possibly they will inform you for the same.
Okay.
MS Teams will be used. Yes. Say, Jaya ma'am is sending you the details. See, she's talking to you. You can check for the chat window. MS Teams, Microsoft Teams is used.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. There's no separate coding platform. It depends upon the company, but this company does not require any. Okay.
You can write the code notepad, madam. Yeah, notepad or any ID.
I answered that the very first time. You can use an IDE, Eclipse, or NetBeans or Notepad. You should make the program work.
Yeah, ma'am.
At the end of the day, your program should be working. So it's not necessary that always your program will work. There must be some issue, but make sure that you are able to solve each and every errors that you get while doing the program. Don't panic if you get any error. If you panic, then you would have just lost your battle that you are fighting in there. Don't do that.
Happen.
Think very lightly, think very positively, be positive the whole time. If anything wrong goes off, don't get demotivated. Okay, take a deep breath and start over. Think what can be wrong that you have done, because you have written the code, you know what can be solved, what can be used to solve it. Yes.
Okay.
So just मेरा नाम लेके शुरू कर देना interview. Okay? All the best.
Thank you.
Okay? Chalo. So we'll meet tomorrow. We will meet every day now. We won't be having a chat in here. We won't be having a specific um, this discussion like what we are having here right now. You will have to talk to me on the group, and now it is mandatory by all of you. If I don't receive anybody's message on the group, and I don't want any individual thing, I want you to talk on the group so that others understand that even you are putting some efforts from your end. Yes. So give your best, and I'm there to help you out.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
Is that clear to all? Yes, Rahul. Am I clear to you?
Yes,
A big
sir.
yes is required.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Karthik. Pavan, you never message me. Yes, you will message on the group this time.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, yes.
You say yes now and then you do nothing.
Asked, no, ma'am, how to practice at the earlier
It
stage.
was only the first and the last time that you spoke to me, and it was never after that. Am I supposed to call you, Pavan? Do you have any doubt? Shall I solve your exception handling doubt right now? Shall I connect to you? Should I come and talk to you in such terms? No, you should come to me. Okay,
Ma'am,
I'll help you out with that.
it was at my end. I should read and learn so that if I have any doubts, I could cope up with you and ask you.
Okay, fine. So you're saying could there be another chance if we're not clearing? I suppose it will not be with the same thing. You can have this doubt once if okay. It is at the it is at the least thing that you need to think about right now. Just don't think about it. Okay, think about just going for this one. Yes.
Okay, ma'am.
Don't have a negative thought. Okay. I'm being positive for you guys. Okay, so just make sure that you are from your end as well. Yes. Let's see what happens if it is otherwise. Okay. See you guys every day. Okay. I want to see your chats, and we'll be meeting on Monday. Okay. And I want all of you, Rutuja, I shall expect you on Monday as well. Because
Yes, ma'am.
people are very not regular for the sessions. So you are for the second time, right? Others,
Yeah, ma'am.
I did not talk to Anshika. Hello,
Yes, ma'am.
Anshika.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So today we were just talking about for the people, those who are going to go for the interview. So it seems that you're going to be for the next batch. Make sure that you are available on Monday as well.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. See you guys. Bye. All the best. Please don't waste your days.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye all.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Bye.
ma'am.